You've got 12 guys standing on a job site at 6:45 in the morning. In 15 minutes, they're going to be working at height, cutting steel, and running power tools. Did anyone talk about what could go wrong today? If the answer is no, you're gambling. Every year, workers get hurt because the crew didn't spend 5 minutes talking about the hazards before they started. Not because they didn't know better, because nobody made it happen. The paperwork got filled out, the FLHA got signed, but nobody actually talked about it out loud. This is everything you need to know about Toolbox Talks. What they are, how to run one that your crew actually listens to, and the one mistake that gets contractors fined, even when they think they're doing everything right. Stay for that one. A Toolbox Talk is a short, informal safety meeting held at the job site before work begins. 5 to 15 minutes, focused on one specific hazard. You might also hear them called tailgate talks, safety talks, or pre-shift meetings. Same thing, different name. The idea is simple. Pull your crew together, pick one safety topic that's relevant to today's work, and make sure everyone's on the same page before anyone picks up a tool. Most contractors treat Toolbox Talks like a compliance checkbox. Sign the sheet, file it, move on. That's a mistake. Here's what Toolbox Talks actually do when you run them right. They force hazard awareness before the work starts. Reading a hazard on a form is not the same as hearing your foreman say it out loud. They create a two-way conversation. Workers who speak up in a Toolbox Talk are more likely to speak up when they see something wrong. They build a documentation trail. If OHS or OSHA shows up after an incident, a signed Toolbox Talk log is your proof that the crew was trained. And they reduce incident rates. It's not magic, it's repetition. Here's how to run a Toolbox Talk that your crew actually listens to. Step 1. Pick a topic that's relevant to today's work. If your crew is working at height, talk about fall protection. If it's the first hot day of the season, talk about heat stress. The worst Toolbox Talks are the ones where you read a random topic from a binder that has nothing to do with what's happening on site. Workers tune out immediately. Step 2. Keep it short. 5 minutes is ideal. 10 if the topic is complex. 15 is the absolute maximum. Your crew is standing on gravel and steel-toed boots at 7 a.m. They're not sitting in a conference room. Respect their time. Step 3. Make it a conversation, not a lecture. The single biggest mistake supervisors make is reading a sheet of paper word for word while the crew stares at their phones. Ask questions. Get people talking. Try this. Has anyone here ever seen a pinch point injury? What happened? That gets more engagement than reading a definition from a manual. Step 4. Connect it to today's work. After covering the topic, tie it back to the specific tasks planned for that day. We talked about ladder safety. Today we're setting up extension ladders on the south wall. Who's checked the ground conditions over there? Step 5. Document it. Record the topic, date, who presented, and who attended. Have everyone sign in. This is not bureaucracy. This is your proof that training happened. If there's an incident and the regulator asks what training your crew received, a signed Toolbox Talk sheet is your evidence. Without it, you've got nothing. How often should you hold Toolbox Talks? Daily is standard on active construction sites and anywhere with high-risk work. Heights, confined spaces, energized electrical. Weekly works for manufacturing, warehousing, and general industry where the hazards are more consistent. And you should always hold one when something changes on site. New equipment, new workers, a near miss, or weather shift. The worst answer is when we can. An auditor heard that once, and it did not go well. Now here's the part most contractors don't realize, and this is the mistake that gets people fined. In most jurisdictions, the words Toolbox Talk don't appear in legislation. There's no OSHA standard that says you must hold a Toolbox Talk every week. There's no Canadian provincial law that uses those exact words. What the regulations do require is that you train your workers on recognized hazards and provide ongoing safety communication. Toolbox Talks are how you prove you're doing that. Without them, if there's an incident and a regulator shows up, you have no documented evidence that your crew knew about the hazards. That's when the fines start. Who should deliver Toolbox Talks? Not just your safety coordinator. The best talks come from the person running the crew. A foreman who knows today's work and the crew's strengths and weaknesses. An experienced worker who who can share a real story about a near miss. Rotate your presenters. A framer who shares a story about a nail gun near miss will connect with the crew more than a safety coordinator reading from a sheet. Let's recap. A toolbox talk is 5 to 15 minutes before work starts, focused on one hazard. Pick a topic that matches today's work. Keep it short. Make it a conversation, not a lecture. Tie it back to what's happening on site today. Document everything. Date, topic, presenter, signatures. Do it daily on construction sites, weekly in general industry. And remember, toolbox talks aren't named in legislation, but they're how you prove you're meeting the training requirements that are. If you don't know what to cover next Monday morning, we've got you. Download our free 52 construction toolbox talks. That's a full year of topics, pre-written and ready to deliver. Link in the description. And if this helped, subscribe. We're putting out a new safety video every week.